Before going into the presentation per se, let us start with a question. Can operator jerk occur during transurethral resection of prostate, more so when you are using a bipolar current? We all know that operator jerk is a problem frequently faced by endourologists whenever they are doing transurethral resection of bladder tumor, particularly those tumors which are located on the lateral wall of bladder. So when once the major of the tumor was resected, when we reach the base of the tumor on the lateral wall of bladder, the electrical current can get conducted to the operator nerve, leading to a sudden jerk. So this will lead to rise in pressure within the bladder. And since the pressure is raised momentarily and that too suddenly, this can lead to bladder perforation. So this can be prevented by giving general anesthesia where skeletal muscle relaxants are given. Of course, when you are doing the case under spinal anesthesia, you can even give an operator nerve block as well. Now the question is whether this operator jerk can occur in the prostatic fossa when you are doing transurethral resection of prostate. So here is an index case who is a 70-year-old male who presented to us with irritative lower nerve tract symptoms for 12 months. He was started on a combination therapy and he was actually not happy with the medication. So he opted for surgery. This is the MRI prostate of the same patient, which was a 65-gram prostate with a large median lobe. You can clearly see here, which is significantly protruding into the bladder. So he was planned for bipolar transurethral resection of prostate. So when once the median lobe and the major part of the lateral lobes have been resected, in this video, you can clearly see when we are resecting the right lateral wall of prostate, where when once we reach the capsule, a sudden jerk occurred. Here you can clearly notice that, see, the sudden jerk has occurred, and then that led to a deeper cut. So when once this tissue was removed, then you can clearly see a hole in the capsule suggestive of capsular perforation. You can even notice, if you clearly notice here, a vein is also seen here, this one. So that vein was actually initially not bleeding. When once we started coagulating, you can see the bleeding has started from that vein. So subsequently, after some time, the bleeding stopped. And this is how we managed this case. Of course, bladder perforation didn't occur. And then you can even clearly see at the end of the procedure, the urine is clear without any much bleeding. So he was kept on bladder irrigation. Now, coming to the same question, if you see the published literature, this is a paper which was published in Urologia Internationalis, where bipolar TURP was compared with the conventional TURP, particularly for treating large prostate glands. So in this, they have shown that the incidence of operator jerk even in TURP was 15.7% in the conventional arm when compared with a 9.5% in the bipolar resection arm. So definitely the operator jerk can occur even with TURP. However, it might be lesser when compared to a bladder tumor. Now the take-home messages with this case are that operator jerk do occur while doing transurethral resection of prostate, even with bipolar current. It is known in the literature that bipolar current actually causes less chance of operator jerk. However, it can even occur with that current as well. And particularly while doing TURP, this operator jerk can lead to a capsular perforation of the prostate, and even the overlying veins over the prostate also can get injured when once the capsular perforation is there. So like in our case, it is advisable not to do undue coagulation over the site of the capsular perforation, because like in our case, even the bleeding can worsen. And definitely you have to look for any fluid extravasation, because there are cases reported after capsular perforation of the prostate during TURP, an extraperitoneal fluid collection can occur. So we have to palpate the abdomen and look for that. And also when once the vein gets opened because of that capsular perforation, fluid overload can occur. So we have to keep a watch on the vitals of the patient, whether the blood pressure is being increased or the patient is going into fluid overload or not. Thank you.